team and all that. It's all in the book, American Roulette. So, it was more or less public knowledge at that time. And she was like, amazing. You really invented it? I said, yeah. So, and I said, well, why are you asking me that? She goes, well, didn't you hear the news? I said, no, what news? She said, the biggest casino mass arrest or the biggest casino fraud in the history of North America, probably the history of the world, just got busted by the FBI. And they were calling it the false shuffle baccarat scam. And I was like, what? I didn't hear anything about this. And I said, well, really? So just give me a second. Let me go online and see if there's anything on this, right? So I go online as I'm on the phone with her, and I see FBI busts major multi-million-dollar international baccarat scam perpetrated by the Tran organization, T-R-A-N, Tran, it's a Vietnamese name. And I'm reading this, and this is basically the scam that I did. Not basically, exactly. It's the scam that I did. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And so she asked me a couple of questions. Well, the phone call lasted almost an hour because I was explaining not only what I told you on the previous video, but I was telling her that talking about my casino cheating career, and she'd asked me had I ever cheated the casinos in Canada, and of course we did, because in the early 90s when Canada opened up, they had these big casinos in Ontario, and we went in there and cheated all of them, and I told her that, and she wanted to know. She asked me questions about the baccarat scam and the false shuffle baccarat scam. And what was happening is the Tran organization were a group of Vietnamese gamblers, and what they were doing is they were going into casinos and corrupting dealers, actually bribing dealers, meeting dealers, or they had inside information to casinos, which dealers they could approach, and they were putting together dealers to do the scam for them. The exact same scam that I did, they were hiring dealers to do it for them, and they would come in and be the big players on the baccarat table, just like Duke, Jerry, Rosa, Renee, and Cindy and Robin and Joe were at the scam that I had done 30 years earlier at the Four Queens in Las Vegas. And they were recruiting dealers, right? And one of the dealers they recruited who was in this article and got busted in a Seattle area Washington casino was the current mayor of Seattle's, at that time, the current mayor of Seattle's son was a dealer or a supervisor in that casino, in one of the casinos that the FBI busted in this false shuffle baccarat scam. There were 30 or 40 casinos involved in several states in the United States, mainly Washington, Connecticut, some casinos in the Midwest, and Ontario, Canada, and also Alberta, Canada, right? And it turned out that this was the biggest scam in history. The FBI was probably the only time the FBI was doing a mass investigation into casino cheating. Usually their investigations were about money laundering or